All right, everyone. Ready to dive into the world of toys and games?
I am.
Because we are talking about how to become a toys and game shop manager in this deep dive.
Yes, we are. And we're going to be using some really cool resources from RoleCatcher.
We're going to be using their interview guide
Yes.
and their career guide to really help you guys figure out not only how to get this job,
Yes.
but also if it's the right job for you.
That's a really good point.
Okay, so let's just jump right in.
Okay.
Imagine you're in the interview room
Okay.
and they hit you with this. Can you walk me through your experience in managing a team?
Okay, well, first of all, I would say don't panic if you haven't had like a formal management role before.
Okay.
Because they're really trying to get at with this question is, what is your leadership style?
Right.
What are your experiences with leadership?
So don't just give like a boring list of every job you've ever had.
No, absolutely not. Think about a time when you led a team to achieve a specific goal. So tell me about a time you led a team.
Like what would be a good example of a story?
Okay, so let's say, for example, you were part of a school project where you had to work with a team to get a certain grade, or you were organizing a team for a charity event.
Right.
Those are leadership experiences.
Okay.
So you want to be able to really highlight
And tell the story. Don't just say, I did this.
exactly.
Paint the picture.
Yes, paint the picture. And you know what else you can think about? In terms of that toys and game shop manager, the complete career guide, it actually talks about the importance of communication and conflict resolution skills.
Yeah.
So maybe this is an opportunity for you to talk about a time that you had to resolve a conflict
Oh, that's good.
within a team.
Yeah.
Or maybe you had to communicate effectively to get everyone on the same page
I like it.
to reach that specific goal. So it's all about really drawing those connections.
Okay, so you've wowed them with your amazing leadership experience, even though you might not have had any formal management roles.
Right.
You've knocked that question out of the park.
You've got this.
Next question. How do you stay up to date with the latest trends and developments in the toys and games industry?
Oh, fun one.
Yeah.
So this is where your passion for the industry really comes into play.
Yes.
So have you attended any recent toy fairs or events?
Oh, like Comic-Con?
Yeah, Comic-Con or like a toy fair New York. There's different ones that happen.
Oh, yeah. There's lots of different ones.
And I would also say, think about, do you follow any blogs?
Oh, yeah. Like online communities or...
Exactly. Or do you listen to any podcasts
Yeah.
about the industry?
Oh, and what about social media?
Oh my gosh, social media is huge.
Are there any like toy reviewers or toy influencers that you follow?
Exactly. You want to be able to speak to all of those things. And actually, the complete career guide talks about how there's this huge surge in demand for educational toys right now.
Yeah. STEM.
Exactly. STEM particularly. So mentioning that
Okay.
is going to be a really important thing to do in that interview.
Okay, so you've wowed them with your leadership skills. You've wowed them with your industry knowledge.
Check and check.
But can you handle the inventory? Because they're going to ask you, how do you approach managing inventory and ensuring that the store is properly stocked?
Oh, that's a big one.
It is a big one because empty shelves are not good.
Not good at all.
So how do you answer this question?
So first of all, you want to showcase your organizational skills.
Okay.
Have you used any specific inventory systems in the past?
Okay. And what if you haven't?
Yeah, and if you haven't, that's okay too.
Like what if I've never worked on a place that had like a point of sale system that does all that?
Yeah, totally. That's fine. You can talk about a time that you came up with a system for tracking something. Maybe it was in your own home or maybe it was for a project.
Yeah.
And you know what else? The Complete Career Guide mentions that some shops are even starting to use those AI-powered forecasting tools
Oh, interesting.
to like predict demand.
Wow.
Optimize their inventory. So you don't necessarily need to be an AI expert, but even just mentioning that shows that you're thinking ahead.
That you're aware of it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about leadership. We've talked about staying up to date on trends. And we've talked about inventory.
Yeah.
Next up, we have to address the customer service aspect of this job.
That's right. Because you are going to be dealing with customers.
Yes, and let's be honest,
Yeah.
sometimes,
They're not always easy.
especially when you're dealing with toys and games and kids.
Exactly.
So the question is, how do you handle customer complaints or difficult situations in the store?
Okay, so when you're answering this question, you really want to showcase your empathy
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
and your problem-solving skills because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
that's what this role is all about, right?
Okay.
So think back to a time when you dealt with a difficult customer or you resolved a complaint effectively.
So give me an example.
Okay, so let's say a customer was really upset because a toy was out of stock. So how did you handle that situation? Did you listen patiently to their concerns? Did you try to find a solution for them?
Yeah.
Maybe you offered them a rain check or a discount on a similar product.
Yeah.
Or maybe you even went above and beyond and called other stores to see if they had it in stock.
Oh, that's a good one.
Right. So really highlight those problem-solving skills.
Yeah, and I like what you said about empathy, too, because, if you come from a place of, I get it.
Exactly.
It's frustrating when
you can't find the toy.
especially if you're a kid, that's
Exactly.
devastating.
Yeah.
So I love that you said that.
And you know what else? The Complete Career Guide talks about the importance of creating a positive and inclusive environment for everyone.
Yes.
So when you're answering this question,
Yeah,
make sure your answer reflects that.
I like it.
So you want to be able to say, I understand that this is frustrating for you. Let's see what I can do to try to find a solution.
Yes.
And you want to do it with a smile
Yes.
and a positive attitude,
I like it.
even though it might be difficult
Yeah.
deep down inside.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now it's time for a delegation and teamwork question.
Okay, bring it on.
So they might ask you, how do you prioritize and delegate tasks to your team?
Okay.
So this is really about your leadership style.
Yeah, they want to see that you can manage a team effectively.
Right.
That you can create a positive work environment.
So how have you done that in the past?
Yeah, so think about a time when you had to delegate tasks. Did you clearly communicate expectations and deadlines? Did you provide the support and resources your team needed to succeed?
Okay, so don't be afraid to toot your own horn a little bit here.
Yeah, because this is your time to shine.
Right.
This is your time to show them what you're made of.
And again, tell that story.
Yes.
Don't just be like, I'm a good delegator.
Exactly.
Show them.
Yeah, show them how you've delegated in the past.
Yeah.
How you've motivated your team.
And I like how we keep connecting it back to this career guide.
Yes, because that's the goal.
So the career guide says to emphasize building a collaborative team environment.
Yes.
So did you encourage open communication and feedback in your past roles?
Yes. Did you recognize and celebrate your team's successes?
I like it.
Because that's how you build a really strong team.
Yeah.
And people want to work hard for a leader who appreciates them.
Right.
And who recognizes their contributions.
Okay, so now
Yes.
let's talk money.
Let's hear it.
Let's talk about how a toy store actually generates revenue.
Yeah.
So they might ask you something like, what strategies do you use to drive sales and increase revenue in the store?
Okay.
So how do you answer that one?
This is where you get to be creative and show your business sense.
Okay.
So forget about just saying, oh, I would offer discounts or I would put things on sale.
Be more creative than that.
Be more creative than that. So think outside the box.
Right.
Have you ever implemented a successful loyalty program?
Okay.
Maybe you're really good at visual merchandising and you know how to make eye-catching displays that draw customers in. Or maybe you've got a knack for organizing events.
Oh, in-store events.
Yes, in-store events that create a buzz.
What would be an example of that?
Okay, so let's say you're working at a toy store.
Yeah.
And you know that a new superhero movie is coming out.
Right.
You could organize a superhero-themed event
Well, that's fun.
where kids can come dressed up as their favorite superheroes. Maybe you have some games and activities.
I like it.
And of course, you're showcasing all the superhero toys
Yeah.
and merchandise that you have in the store.
Right.
So it's about thinking outside the box and coming up with creative ways.
To get people in the door.
Exactly.
And we talked about earlier about how educational toys are
Yes.
a big thing right now.
Huge.
So maybe you can tie your answer into that.
Absolutely.
So maybe you can talk about how you would create a STEM-focused section of the store.
Yeah.
And do little events and
Exactly.
demos and things like that.
And I would even say, don't be afraid to mention how you've used data.
Yeah.
Or customer feedback to inform your strategies in the past.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've wowed them with your amazing strategies for driving sales. Now let's talk about those all-important vendor and supplier relationships.
Oh, yeah, got to keep those vendors happy.
You do, because they're the ones that are giving you all the cool stuff.
Exactly.
They're going to ask you something like, how do you create and maintain positive relationships with vendors and suppliers?
Yeah.
What's the secret?
So it's all about communication, clear communication, mutual respect, and fair negotiations.
Okay.
So you want to think about a time when you've built a strong vendor relationship in the past.
Give me an example.
So, for example, maybe you had a vendor who was consistently late with the deliveries.
Okay.
Instead of getting upset and sending angry emails, you reached out to them to
Right.
try to understand what was going on.
And how you could work together.
Exactly. Maybe you were able to negotiate a new delivery schedule.
Yeah.
Or maybe you came up with a system for communicating more effectively.
I like.
But the point is, you found a solution that worked for both parties.
Yeah.
And you maintained that positive relationship.
And that's important because those relationships are really valuable.
They are incredibly valuable.
And I'm sure that that's something that a hiring manager is going to be looking for.
Absolutely.
They want to know that you're someone who can cultivate those relationships.
Yes. And the complete career guide actually highlights that strong vendor relationships can give you access to exclusive products. Or early releases.
Right, so you have the inside scoop.
Exactly.
Oh, I like it.
So if you have any experience with that, definitely highlight that in the interview.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but I have one more question for you.
Okay, hit me.
Before we move on to the AI portion of this deep dive,
Okay, I'm ready.
how do you create a positive and welcoming atmosphere in a toy store?
Ooh, that's a fun one.
It is a fun one because we all know those toy stores
Yes, we do.
where you walk in and you're just like,
Yes, this is amazing.
I want to buy everything. And then there's others where you walk in and you're like,
I don't even want to be here.
I just want to turn around and walk right back out.
Exactly. So this question is all about showing that you understand
Yes.
that a toy store is more than just a place to buy things.
Right.
It's an experience.
So where memories are made.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do you create that feeling?
Yeah. How do you answer that question?
So think about the little details.
Okay.
Do you greet customers with a smile? Are you helpful?
Right.
Do you engage with the kids?
Are you enthusiastic?
Yes. Are you passionate about toys?
Yes.
Because that's contagious.
Yes.
That rubs off on people.
And what about for the parents?
Oh, the parents are important
So
too.
we're the ones with the wallets.
That's right.
So like, what are some things that we can do for those parents to make them feel welcome?
So do you have a comfy seating area
Yeah.
where parents can relax while their kids are browsing?
Yeah.
Do you offer stroller-friendly aisles?
I like that because, those aisles could be treacherous.
They can be very treacherous.
For strollers.
Yeah.
The stroller-friendly aisles. I love that.
And you know what else? The Complete Career Guide even mentions hosting special events, like game nights or character appearances,
Oh, that's fun.
to really create that sense of community.
Okay, so those are all great ideas. And you know what else I love
What's that?
about your answer is that you're really thinking about making it inclusive for everyone.
Yes, inclusivity is so important.
Yes.
And you want to make sure that your toy store is a welcoming environment.
For everyone.
For absolutely
Yeah,
everyone.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. You've given us some amazing strategies for tackling those interview questions.
I hope so.
But now I think it's time to bring in the AI power
Okay, let's do it.
and really take these answers to the next level.
Yes.
So let's talk about RoleCatcher's AI
Okay.
and how it can help you really fine-tune your responses.
I'm excited for this.
Me too.
Let's talk about it. So RoleCatcher has this really cool AI feature where you can actually type in or paste in your answer to an interview question,
Okay.
and it'll give you feedback.
Oh, that's cool.
So let's say, for example, you've crafted this amazing response to that leadership question.
Okay.
You can plug it into RoleCatcher, and it'll analyze it based on the specific requirements of the Toys and Games Shop Manager role.
So it's tailored to that specific job.
Exactly.
Oh, that's cool because like a lot of the times when you're like looking for interview advice,
Right.
it's very general.
Very general.
So I love that this is like specific to the job that you're applying for.
Yes, and it'll tell you, okay, maybe you could strengthen this area.
Oh, cool.
Or you could use this keyword. Because a lot of times those job descriptions have keywords in them.
Oh.
And the AI will pick up on that.
Oh, it's really cool.
And let's say, for example, the hiring manager has a specific way that they like to conduct interviews.
Yeah.
Maybe they're really formal or maybe they're really informal.
Right.
The AI will pick up on that and give you tips on how to tailor your response accordingly.
That's really cool.
So it's really, really helpful.
Wow. So it's like having a little AI career coach in your pocket.
I know, isn't that awesome?
That is very cool.
And not everyone's a writer. Some people are more visual learners.
Right.
So if that's you, RoleCatcher also has this amazing video practice feature.
Oh, cool. Tell me more.
So basically, it's like having a mock interview with an AI director. So you record yourself answering these common interview questions, and then the AI analyzes your delivery.
So it's not just like what you're saying.
Exactly.
How you're saying it.
Yes. It's your body language.
Okay.
It's your tone of voice.
Okay.
You're pacing everything.
So it's like giving you feedback on your presentation skills.
Yes, because a lot of times we don't realize what we're doing with our body language or our tone of voice.
Or how many times we say, why? Or,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So AI will pick up on all of that.
And it'll say like, hey, like maybe tone it down a little bit.
Exactly. Maybe you're using too many filler words.
Right.
Maybe your energy's a little low.
Okay.
So it'll give you all of that feedback.
That's really cool.
And then you can go back.
So it's like having a stylist for your interview skills.
I love that. I love that analogy.
Because it's like giving you that feedback to really help you put your best foot forward.
That's a great way to put it.
And it's not about like turning you into some kind of interview robot.
No.
It's about bringing out your most authentic self.
Yes, your best self.
Yes, I like that.
It's about fine-tuning what you already have.
Right.
And making sure that you're presenting it in the best possible light.
So we've talked about how RoleCatcher can help you prep for this specific interview.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also about figuring out if this is even the right job for you.
Yes, and that's where that career guide comes in really handy.
It does, because it really breaks down like all these different career paths you can take within the toy and games industry.
Right, and it's not just about being a shop manager.
Right, like maybe you want to work for a specific company.
Exactly, like what about being a buyer for a toy company?
Oh, that would be cool.
Right, you get to choose all the new toys.
I know, and then I'd know what's coming out before everyone else.
Exact, all the inside scoops.
I love having the inside scoop.
Who doesn't?
Or like maybe you're more on the creative side.
Okay.
And you want to design toys?
Yes.
Like what if you're the person who comes up with this next like fidget spinner?
Oh, wouldn't that be amazing?
I know.
I'd love to be in those brainstorming meetings.
Oh,
like, how do they even come up with this stuff?
I know, it's amazing.
But yeah, so the career guide talks about all of that.
Yeah, it does. And it's cool because it's like, it gives you those different options.
Yeah.
So as you're going through this process,
yes,
it's not just about like, I need a job, let me apply for this. Right. It's like, what do I actually want?
Exactly. What are your long-term goals?
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yes. And I love that the career guide kind of gives you that jumping off point.
It does. It's a really great starting point for anyone who's interested in the toy and games industry.
And you know what else it said in there?
What?
That some shop managers actually end up becoming like regional managers.
Oh, wow.
So they're overseeing multiple stores.
That's a lot of responsibility.
That is a lot of responsibility.
That's also very cool.
It was also very cool.
You'd be like the toy boss.
I would love that.
I know, right?
Like coming to your toy store.
Yes, and you would get to travel around and see all the different stores.
Oh, that would be so fun.
That would be awesome.
And like work with all the different teams.
Yeah, that would be a really rewarding experience.
So it's like, yeah, this is a job that you could potentially turn into a really amazing career.
Absolutely.
So as you're prepping for that interview.
Yes.
Just remember, you've got this.
You do.
Like, be confident, put your best foot forward, and you know what?
What's that?
Preparation is key.
It really is.
Like, if you go in there feeling prepared and knowing your stuff,
yeah,
you're going to radiate confidence.
You're going to walk in there like you own the place.
And you're going to be like, we need this person.
Exactly.
We need their energy. We need their passion for toys and games.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're rooting for you guys.
We are.
Go get that dream job.
Good luck, everybody.
And we'll see you in the next Deep Dive.